What's up? What's going on? What's good? Boxing Source here, and this is to have this midweek report of sorts after this, as you call it, press conference with Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez for the unified lightweight titles. That's right, unified lightweight titles. Okay. Um, we've heard the comments from both Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. Looks like both of them are in there with their final preparations for this particular fight. They're looking good, although Mr. Andre Ward says that Vasyl Lomachenko doesn't look good. But I feel like he's the, guy coming in there. He's the one with the experience and everything like that. Shout out to MMA the champ. It's the champ. Let's go, champ. What's good with you, man? Just going over this thing here after the, quote unquote, final press conference that they, organized here with ESPN handling it. Joe Tessitore and whatnot. I kind of like see that they did that. It was not much of a surprise, because I would say the media, I guess the media days that they had the media call-ins, the Zoom calls with, Vasyl Lomachenko and with Teofimo Lopez, there were lots of people in there for those particular, media days. So they, wanted to handle it this way, control the amount of questions coming in, and, kind of have it flowing to where it fits within the time frame without them being rushed to, end abruptly and things like that. So that was a pretty good way to handle it. Makes me curious as to see how they're going to handle the post-fight press conference, because if they say it's a Zoom media press conference there, yes, you're going to see a lot of people. This, as they say, it's a very anticipated fight. Fight between two guys that are widely regarded as the top two fighters in the lightweight division. Vasyl Lomachenko, the WBA, WBO, and the WBC franchise champion, against Teofimo Lopez, the IBF champion, and this is his first defense of the IBF championship against Vasyl Lomachenko. They initially wanted to set up this fight to take place in April. Of course, you had the pandemic shutting down everything. And then, once boxing resumed in, June and whatnot, people were looking to see if they were going to have bigger events coming and when those big events were coming. And, they had the thought of this particular fight. When would this fight happen? So they were able to agree to have this fight take place, and it will be October 17th at the MGM Grand Ballroom. They call it the Bubble, but it's MGM Grand Ballroom or whatever it is, right? And, I'm looking forward to it. I'm seeing if, Vasyl Lomachenko will kind of like be the top guy in the third weight class, going up against Teofimo Lopez, someone that is, young, hungry, confident, bigger, longer, and, someone that feels like he's being, disrespected of sorts, that he's kind of like being labeled as a guy that, only has power, but he, wants to show some skill in this particular matchup against Vasyl Lomachenko. And that was the thing that he kind of like pushed in this, press conference of sorts there that was on ESPN2, is that, he's like, I may have the power, but I also have a lot of skill too. And that I want to be able to showcase that against Vasyl Lomachenko. A lot of people feel like Vasyl Lomachenko is the most skilled fighter in the sport, but that doesn't mean that I'm just chopped liver, as they like to say. So with that being said, I feel like you know Teofimo Lopez is on the big stage. He loves the big stage, but this time it's like he has something to prove. I think that there are some that felt like he was a favorite going into that fight against Richard Comey, and he was able to, catch Richard Comey in close quarters, like Comey was caught against. I think it was Robert Easter that time a few years ago. So Richard Comey got caught, never really recovered from that, and so the fight got stopped in the second round, and Teofimo Lopez became an IBF champion. And right after that is when they wanted to set up this fight between Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko. And even before that, there was talk about this fight possibly happening. They name dropped Teofimo Lopez to Vasyl Lomachenko. He's like, Teofimo Lopez, who is that guy? I don't know why he fight and whatever it is. Shout out to Red Glove, man. What's going on, my man? What's going on? Just wanted to talk about this, upcoming fight. Saturday, October 17th, one of the most anticipated bouts of the year. The biggest fight, of course, in the lightweight division. And it's pretty much a few days away. And, we're kind of like see from, oh, there ain't no problem, man. No problem there, Red Glove, man. That's no problem, man. Probably next time, man. This is just, kind of like a spur of the moment thing since they, scheduled this, press conference thing for 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I wanted to do a follow up to that. So, like I was saying here with this particular fight, most anticipated fights of the year. There at the lightweight division, two top guys. I know that you have, another champion there in Devin Haney, but he's going up against Yuri Gamboa. I know that, you have, Luke Campbell, former world title challenger going up against Ryan Garcia. But that's not until December 5th. So, right now, this is the prime fight in the lightweight division and basically the prime fight in boxing for 2020 right now. You don't have any other fight there, pretty much at that level, other than, maybe Vince versus, Danny Garcia. So that's what we got going on. I wanted to add in one person that has been a long time contributor to the Boxing Source, one of the best contributors to the Boxing Source, your brother Terrell. What's going on, my man?
Hey, what's going on? Been a little minute. What's going on? Good?
Yeah, man. I'm doing all good, man. Doing all good. Just, looking forward to this about Vasyl Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. You got Lomachenko there as the, pound for pound top guy, according to many, and Teofimo Lopez, very confident IBF lightweight champion of the world. So looking forward to Saturday, man.
Yeah, one of the great things about this week is that there's no other big events going on this weekend, and we have just this whole full week just to fully digest, take apart, operate, and dissect Lomachenko Lopez from both sides of the camp. I mean, it's a great event because we got so many people, whether on boxing Twitter, some casual fans are tuning into it, and you think about it. These guys had the same number of professional fights. We know that Loma has a ton of amateur fights, but nevertheless, they're at the same place in regards to the number of professional fights coming together for the unified championship. And so I am the WBC franchise champion of the lightweight division, even though I wear above. We can dispute that all you want to. Well, I'm sure you will. But I just had a conversation with Mauricio Suleiman, who gave me that designation. So that's why.
He awarded you that WBC franchise championship, man. So you're the franchise champ, from this point forward, my guy.
My email. I got the email.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, but going into this particular matchup, man, you have Vasyl Lomachenko. He's had, those few fights where
He's, fought for, a world title against Luke Campbell. That was his last fight. Had the thing against Anthony $1 Million Crawler, which was basically a wash to me. But the fights against Pedraza and Linares kind of like, showed two different sides of Vasyl Lomachenko. Like with the Linares fight, he, had to make adjustments in order to, get to the better of Linares and swarm Linares, and ended up stopping him. And with Jose Pedraza, it was basically, doing a mix of offense and defense. But, going to 12 rounds there for that decision win to win the WBO title. And then, of course, on the flip side, you got, Teofimo Lopez, very confident, highlight knockouts, backflips, jerseys of Heisman Trophy winners, all of that stuff. But now this is the biggest stage of his career by far. And like you said, this is the singular boxing event. There's no other boxing events out there. This is the one where all, like you said, boxing Twitter or social media is going to be focusing on.
Yeah, and just it's so funny that this fight is going to be on ESPN, just straight ESPN, no pay-per-view, no how do I log in, no let me go to my boy's house, we can buy together. You can just sit at home in the comfort of your home and watch it straight up on ESPN. And that's just so unusual given the fact of the caliber of talent that we're seeing right here. These records online, what's been held in dispute for whatever, how many belts at lightweight, things like that. And we still get to see these guys for free on ESPN. And I'm not sure if it's been reported as yet, but have you heard on what their purses are for this? What's the purses? Do you know?
I haven't seen anything in reference to official purses as of yet. Probably won't know until a couple of days from now. So I think that, they'll be paid pretty good for this particular fight. So it'll be over 1.4 million for each fighter at least.
Yeah, definitely, and definitely around that figure. But it's just once again, kudos to ESPN, Top Rank, whoever pulls it off for getting this fight on free TV. In a sense, because typically this is definitely a pay-per-view event. I'm not sure who's fighting on the undercard, but really in Matt's voice, no, we don't give a fuck about who's fighting on the card. We just want to see the main event.
Well, that's probably what Matt would say. Even though, you have someone in there that's in a fairly notable fighter in Top Rank, Edgar Berlanga, 14 fights, 14 knockouts in the first round. He's going to be part of this card. You also have the thing with Alex Acedo versus Arno Barbosa Jr. in there as well. So I think there's something where I got to look up an update for one particular fight because I don't see it on the card. They're supposed to have Clay Collard on the rematch, but I don't see it here for the updated list. So I will have to check in on that. But yeah, everybody's going to be focused on Lomachenko Lopez. That's going to be around like 10 p.m. Eastern time. So that's the thing about it is like we're going to be ready for that fight once it happens. Like nothing else is going to be, really the focus in that particular instance, but just this fight. So what do you see in each fighter going into this particular fight? What could be their advantage? What could be their disadvantage?
Well, I'm gonna start with Lomachenko, and for me, we know all about him. His one lone loss to Salido, who made a rough affair with that, but still, nevertheless, a loss is a loss. But my most impressive win by Lomachenko is against Linares, and we have already talked about that fight when it happened. We were just from that point. I think it was round 6. Lomachenko suffered a knockdown with a straight right hand as he was coming straight in from Linares. But the most glaring thing about that was the size difference between Lomachenko and Linares. And from that point, Lomachenko was one on the hunt for the vast majority of that fight. And you would think that would have been the opposite of the way around, being that he's the naturally smaller man. But the thing about it, it just shows his ring generalship, his supreme footwork, and confidence and ability to not only be the smaller man, but to be on the hunt against the larger man in that regard. Definitely had Linares on the back foot, fighting off the back foot quite a bit, and just being on the defensive. And that's from that point. And he successfully did that for the majority of the fight. And that was ultra impressive because we have to consider that Lomachenko is a small lightweight in that sense.
Yeah.
Smaller classes. So I totally respect him on that. And on the other hand, we look at Teofimo Lopez, who, as we already know, is a big lightweight. I'm just guessing probably walks around and run 150, maybe 160, no more than that, off season. Other than that, he knows the fact that he's a big lightweight, so therefore he's get too big, which is also a plus. That means you drain yourself down too much and kill yourself to get down to the weight class limit, things like that. But that's why they have things in place like the 30-day weight limit, things like that, and so on, to keep a fighter in check and make sure you're on pace to make a weight. But other than that, we know Lopez is a big lightweight. Of course, his biggest win to date, of course, is Richard Comey. We see him in adversity against the Japanese guy. I can't think of that guy's name, but we definitely talk about each of his fights here within the past couple of years. When you look at Teofimo, he has not fought anyone like Lomachenko. I mean, there's who can say that other than the people that actually fought Lomachenko, whether it be Gary Russell Jr., Pedrazas, Linares, people like that. And actually, I got a good couple of quotes in my phone right now. I need to post up from Corolla when Lomachenko beat Corolla, things like that, and Pedraza, where they say there's no one like him. There's no one like him. So we can't look at Teofimo's Lopez resume anyway and say, oh well, this guy was like him. And of course, they don't have any common opponents that we can dissect as well either. But
Right.
But in the press conference that just went off ESPN2, I like the fact that Teofimo calmed himself down and showed a modicum of respect towards Lomachenko. And I'm sure there's some burning fire in there, but for the most, he kept it calm for the most, and then lashed out and showed a modicum of respect, which is definitely what we want to see. Plus, the thing about it in boxing, a big part of the fight is right here in your head. We know that. And the thing about it, if you allow your opponent to get in your head, Mike Tyson, people like that, perfect example, how we would get into your opponent's head prior to the fight, and by the time the fight actually happens, boom. Another big one, Bernard Hopkins with the old executioner stance, the rough tactics, stuff like that. He was also known for getting into an opponent's head during the course of a fight. But Teofimo definitely has been in isolation, I think, in Alabama, wherever he's been at, and he certainly appears focused and mentally ready and mentally healthy for this fight. So it's a lot to look forward to. And I'm going to bring up a comment. I'm going to let you go for one, but I'm going to bring up a comment about a past guest on the show who says that the fight might play out a certain way, which I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting there on that. And you were talking about the thing with Teofimo Lopez, him being calm, cool in this particular instance, looking across from, Vasyl Lomachenko. And I know that, Joe Christopher kind of like asked a question of what kind of brought up a quote from Teofimo Lopez. Like he said, he's not looking at Lomachenko, he's looking through Lomachenko. Kind of like attributed to his confidence that he doesn't feel like Lomachenko is, the one that could really defeat him at this particular point in time. But I just feel like the size thing will be a contributing factor. Like you said, reference to Teofimo Lopez, he probably walks around at about 160 or 150. In this particular case, I think it's more towards the 150-pound size so that he doesn't have to cut that much weight to get to 135 and could get there at a, good little pace. So that once he's, ready to go, he'll be, fully comfortable once he steps into the ring and doesn't, either feel lethargic or feel too slow or sluggish when he goes up there against Vasyl Lomachenko. The other thing that I want to see is they were talking about Lomachenko's footwork. For me, at lightweight, I don't see Lomachenko's footwork being as fluid as he was at featherweight and super featherweight. like he'll get, caught a few times from people. So if he still has, a little bit of a slower pace, then that could be a concern. They were talking about the lack of landed punches that Lomachenko has taken in the lower weight classes, but it's been a little bit of a difference at lightweight. So having someone with the power of Lopez and the movement of Lopez, he might have to be a little bit more careful this time around.
Exactly, because just like I said, where Lopez has not fought someone like Lomachenko, at the same time, people has not fought someone with the power that Lopez is going to have to play. And we know only regardless of what weight class, certain fighters are special with their power. Some fighters have special power, and as we see when Lopez had the knockout against Richard Comey, who was always known as a tough, durable fighter, and the way he put him down, boom, boom, and timed that right hand perfectly and put him down. No one expected that in that fashion, and especially that early. So, like I said, Lomachenko will definitely be aware of that power. And he's a well-schooled fighter. We know that as a fighter, you're supposed to move away from that power hand and take that, and in regards to take your opponent's best weapon from them. But at the same time, Lopez again and again has commented, we are ready for anything. We are ready for anything. So even if he tries to run away from my big right hand, we know that Teofimo has the athleticism and dynamics. He's a dynamic fighter. Boom, 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 boom. Fast switch muscles all over the place, and pretty much ready to fight from all angles and things like that. And like I said, the main thing for this, he's mentally focused and mentally healthy on the task at hand, and not to get taken out with any tactics and stuff like that. And one thing they commented on too under the press conference, the fact that there's no fans in this event. And we've been doing this with no fans since what?
June. Yep.
It's like June. And it's been a good stake. Sometimes you can tell that some of these fights that we saw, because as a fighter, you can feed off that crowd. You can feed up would it be a home crowd? You can feed off would it be a hostile crowd, things like that. But in this regard, it's just pure boxing. That way, your focus is about your self motivation from yourself, from your camp, and the only thing you got is in there is your corner in there, holding you on, give you instruction, and just trying to get you to be the best you can be. So, and this crazy now, we have the best of the best fighting the best, right, with no crowd. But at the same time, Lomachenko said, hey, all I need is a ring. That's all we need. And that's just good to hear. That's good to hear. That means these guys have been there, done that. We know that Loma's been on the bigger stage. And even there's kind of question on Teofimo, where you haven't been on the stage yet. But, despite that, now is his time. He knows that he's ready to grasp this opportunity and make history as being the youngest person ever to hold so many belts within the lightweight division. So that's another aspect too. No crowd, but they're both ready for it though.
Yeah, they're both ready for it, and the thing with the crowd factor, I felt like Teofimo Lopez is one that kind of like feeds off that. But now, like you said, with no crowd, it's just him versus Lomachenko, and that's going to be his primary focus. One thing that I was concerned about in the press conference when Luke Secretore brought up Teofimo Lopez's father, and they played a clip in reference to the documentary thing that they've been putting up, and that they almost ended it like it was a love-hate relationship type of thing between Teofimo and his father. And even though we know that they had a couple of clashes, I think there was one point before Lopez's fight with Nakatani where they kind of bumped heads a few times. But right now at this particular juncture, I don't think it's something that, should be brought up or emphasized when he's he has his biggest fight of his career ahead of him. So he doesn't need like any other distraction or something like that. So he kind of like mixed that whole thing as quickly as he could and just said, look, I'm here. My father's in my corner. We're together. We're on the same page, and we know what's at stake on a Saturday, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna execute.
Yeah, I definitely took note of that, and Teofimo definitely handled that well, and just knocked it down as a footnote. But you know how the media always is trying to find a storyline, something to pick at, and some just to bring up a story and cause division within a camp and things like that. But like I said, Teofimo certainly handled that very well and just knocked it right on down. What I thought was interesting was the fact that when they bought the clips in regards to when they said 2 years ago when Lomachenko's camp came into a hotel and Teo's father came up to him and basically cussed him, and that part I can definitely believe. He probably walked up and said, "My son's gonna whoop your ass" or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but think about it. If you're on the street, James, if you're on the street, somebody walks up to you and says they're gonna whoop your ass, how would you react to that?
Hey, it's on. It's on, bro. It's on. Without question. Yeah, we ain't talking about no, in the street, there's a disrespect. There's way that we handle it. We get some guys to go find you. No, we don't do that stuff, man. Come on, bro.
Ain't no shaking hands. Ain't no saying, oh, yeah, big up yourself. Yeah. No,
yeah.
No. Really, bring it then. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is on the street. So ain't nothing different right there. But once again, really, that's just another footnote. But even with that, like we kind of talked about before, early on Twitter this week, I think it was, there's been so much trash talking going on for both sides, and mainly from the Teo side. I mean, think about it. You know a lot of people from up top in New York. That's what they do.
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. But aside from that, that's a part of boxing. Some fighters just really embrace that to the fullest, which we really enjoy at the same time as we observe and report on the sport. But that's just a part of boxing. But a lot of stuff that we see in boxing, we really don't see in other sports because it's in the interscout. It's just two combatants, one against another. And bottom line, with the machismo and the bravado in the sport, you're going to have a lot of talk back and forth. And bottom line, you got to back it up. Like Teo said, I walk it and I talk it. So we're going to see.
Yep,
Migos reference.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm like looking at it from the perspective of I would like to see how Lomachenko deals with someone like a Teofimo Lopez, and with it being no fans, I don't think the atmosphere is too large for Teofimo Lopez to like soak up everything to where like the fans are screaming, the lights are out, and it's a big stadium and that type of thing. Like he doesn't have to deal with that this time around. So it's just like I said before, one focus, your opponent. Yeah. And I feel like that's gonna, build on his not only his confidence but also his patience in return, and that he doesn't have to worry about so many distractions before the fight. So I'd like to see that come Saturday, and I'm really confident, really backing Teofimo Lopez in this particular matchup. But like you said before, in social media, there's a lot of talking, going back and forth. I know that, Teofimo talks a lot of trash, but you also have a lot of fans that are talking trash. But I know that you did mention Teofimo Lopez being from the New York area and how confident they are, him being in Brooklyn. But I got to say about getting somebody on here, somebody that's from the Bronx, New York, in the building.
We running this rap shit. Memphis Bleak, we running this rap shit. B-Mac, we running this
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
dog. Right here to the original, man. I thought she was gonna hit me with the boogeyman music. Oh, white man is running this going for
It's
forces.
the takeover. It's the takeover. Finally, it is here. I have been waiting for this matchup for 2 years now. You have Mr. L. Brooklyn, Mr. Let's dance on him, backflip on him, Mr. Teofimo Lopez going up against that no good, arrogant, pushing people in church. He pushed a man in church that Doug Lomachenko. Okay, he's finally gonna get what he has coming to him, and that's gonna be a right hand, left hook combination that's gonna send him straight to hell.
To hell? Damn.
Straight to hell. Straight to hell. Straight to hell.
He's like, it's gonna happen. The takeover is coming on Saturday.
I can't wait, man. Yo, this is a big event.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad it's not pay-per-view, to be honest with you.
Well, from a business perspective, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a shame that it isn't. Particularly, like, Terrell said, this is, the only, event that's out there, it's by itself. Like, there's no other, thing coming up to where the focus would be anywhere else but this particular fight. And like you said, it's like one of the most anticipated fights of the year. So it's like, why not have it on pay-per-view? But they say, you know what? We're going to have the fight on the ESPN. You don't have to pay a cent to watch Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko.
Yeah, from a fan perspective, it's great. It's great from a fan perspective, but I don't know. Something about pay-per-view just adds luster to an event. I don't know what it is about pay-per-view, man. You just feel like it's a big deal when something is on pay-per-view,
Yep. It almost has that, like, I shouldn't miss this type of feel. But it's like Terrell said, man, you don't have to, like, go to a theater or go to a bar or go to your friend's house for this and combine the watching on pay-per-view. You can watch it at the comfort of your own home or what.
This is true.
So but it just gives you the potential to have, as many eyes on it as possible. So, hopefully they get a good rating off of this one,
Man, the way fans claim that stuff shouldn't be on pay-per-view, this better do 10 million homes.
Definitely.
Yep. Like, they can't say nothing here, man. I don't want to see no 2 million share. I don't want to see people blaming it on college football.
Mm-hmm.
They might end up canceling that game that night. So, no excuse on that.
No excuse at all, man. This is big, man. This is probably my favorite boxing matchup since I want to say Joshua versus Klitschko.
And just think about it. We got potentially one of the top pound per pound fighters fighting in the world. I mean, you can throw Tio in that top 10 if you want to.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Come on, calm down. Not yet.
I said theoretically, and they fight on free TV amidst a pandemic where pretty much everybody's kind of staying at home still, and we get to sit back and just chill and watch it and enjoy it. So it's rare that we get this on free TV like this. You know that?
Yeah, it is. I mean, the only thing that could have made it even better was if they put it on ABC. If they really wanted to go free TV, put it on ABC. But you know what? ESPN is good. Get your cable subscription, people. That's the only way you're gonna watch it. Get your cable or get ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, all that type of stuff.
They did a smart thing putting this fight simulcast on ESPN Plus because actually, if you think about it, Now it's really a $4.99 pay-per-view because for the people who don't have cable, they could just purchase ESPN Plus to watch the event now.
Yep. Yep, they can do that because I saw that on their like little list there is that they're gonna have it, on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. So
That's
they're
dope.
gonna start it at 7:30, and then at 10 p.m. you have the 3 fights, that are on there, man. They took out that Clay Collard fight. I haven't seen like why they didn't put no report on it.
No, Clay Collard's out because of coronavirus.
Oh, he got hit.
I think it was his trainer.
Yeah, because they didn't send me nothing on that, man.
Yeah, that fight's off.
Like,
That came out a couple of days ago. That fight's off.
Yeah, so I was like, dang, man. It's like that would have been the year of Clay Collard, bro.
Hey,
But
listen, he's still fighter of the year.
yeah. Yeah, man. He did his thing. He's done his thing this year, but he wanted to get something. Hold on, man. Wait a minute. Hey, what happened?
What's good?
Yo, what's happening? Yo, somebody.
Man, what's up? What's up to my dog JR? What's up to my dog Matt? Yo, Matt, you owe me fucking steak dinner, nigga.
Hold on. Wait a minute. We need an explanation. Matt.
Oh, it's a simple explanation. I told him Fury is gonna whoop Wilder's ass, and we bet his steak to it. And he got his ass whooped. I'm waiting for that steak, extra gravy, all type of shit, Salisbury sauce. I'm Haitian, so put some pickles on that shit.
Haitian brother? That's my Haitian brother. What's good, man?
Man, that's good, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is the most this is on free fucking TV, bro. All these so-called boxing fans, bro. This shit better fucking break records, bro. This is on fucking free TV, son.
Yep.
This is on free.
Ain't no way that folks complain about stuff being on pay-per-view. All right, this is on free, basic free cable or whatever it is. You ain't got 5 million to 10 million people watching this, man. That's some shit.
Al Heyman just put on an incredible show with the Charlos brothers, and it was an incredible show. People was complaining about $79. This shit is free. This shit is fucking free.
Yep.
This is better than sex.
Whoa.
I don't know, man.
It is better than sex. Look, I'm in Dominican Republic all the time. You got to pay for it down here. This shit's free, so it's better than sex.
Oh, okay. I get your point. I get your point, man. I get your point.
Yo. Hey, yo, but what's your prediction? JR, who you got?
Me, man. I'm going for the takeover, man. I got to do it. I'm going for it, man. Lopez getting the win, man. I see it happening. Some certain fighters said, speak it, believe it, receive it. Well, I'm speaking it and I'm believing it right now.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it real. I think Lopez got in Loma's head. I think Loma's gonna try to put on such a show that he's gonna get caught because he's gonna be out there trying to put on a show because he's pissed off. He's gonna get caught. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, he gonna get caught with that left hook. Wow.
Yeah, because I really think I never seen Loma act this way. I think Loma is really letting everything get in his head. I think he's gonna try and do too much, and he's gonna get caught with a nasty shit. Round 7, he's gonna go down like Stavern did, bro.
Yeah, something like that to get flipped over or something, man. Because he gets caught. It's a wrap, man. He hasn't really dealt with someone that has like that type of power, particularly in the lightweight division. Those opponents really don't have that much pop behind their punch. And the thing with Linares was Linares timed perfectly and threw him off. But if he gets like too much within range and mid range and gets caught, that's it.
Yo, and Tio's left hand that shit comes with no fucking tail, dog. It's like playing a poker player with no face. That shit just come. You don't see no preparation for it. There's nothing to prepare for it. It just come like the shit he caught Comey with. I didn't see when he loaded up or nothing. It just came whack. That's the shit right there that make me be like, damn, that's an athlete right there. Whip power, and he bigger than Loma. Loma better than him, but man, those are some shits I can't overlook.
Is Loma really better than him though? You know, so here's
Way
the
better
thing
than
about
him.
Lomachenko. Here's the thing about Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a great offensive fighter, but he leaves a lot to be desired defensively. He's always getting caught on the way in. We saw Gary Russell Jr. drop him, even though he was screwed out of a knockdown. We saw Linares drop him. We saw Pedraza hit him a couple times. We saw Campbell hit him a couple times coming on the way in. He always seems to get sloppy on the way in. So he's not this brilliant defensive tactician that is to be feared. He's a great offensive fighter, but I don't think he's great defensively.
I think when I watched the fights when I watched the Walters and Regal fight, I think when he got his mind made, up, he is a good defensive fighter. I just think he has a lot of mental lapses. That I agree. You know what? Fuck it. I agree with what you said. He has too much mental lapses to be a good defender. I agree with what you said. He has the skills, but he has too much mental lapses. I do agree with you right there. But he's better than Tio, though. He's better than Tio.
I guess we'll see.
Real quick, guys.
Yo.
I want everybody to give me a quick take on this. So somebody that's been on the show before, Rick Glazer, he said that Lomachenko Lopez will play out the same way Calzaghe Lacey did. Do you guys?
Nah.
Yo, hold up. Rick Glazer is a hater, bro. Come on, man. Like Rick Glazer smoking moon. He said like fucking Jeff Lacey and fucking Calzaghe, bro.
Yeah, he said the fight would be just like that.
Rick Glazer smoking disco biscuits, man. What the fuck you talking about? Does Tio have an injury that we don't know about? Because remember, Lacey came into that fight with a shoulder injury. That shit affected him more than people let on. And shit, does Tio got an injury I don't know about or some shit?
No.
Is he having trouble? Man, I don't see that. Even if Tio loses, there's no way he loses like that, bro. Come on, man. Lacey quit in the ring.
Yeah, that one is your classic boxer versus puncher, which is exactly what we have pretty much here. Tio's, but like I said, he's a dynamic fighter, a special talent that comes down every now and then. And like I said, Loma has not seen that, and Lopez has not seen Loma. But the thing about it, like we know, the dynamicism of Lopez is going to overcome this. I say Lopez in 8 rounds, KO. 8 rounds.
But let's not also forget the difference between Calzaghe and Lacey, which I think is a very poor comparison. Calzaghe is bigger than Lacey.
Yeah.
So he had all the physical advantages, and he had the speed advantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, so he had everything on him. You know, with this one, Lopez is bigger. Lopez is faster. Lopez is stronger, taller, longer, more powerful. Listen, I think I wish JR had his funeral music because I think we're coming to bury the career of Lomachenko.
Oh man.
Yo, Matt, how much is that? How much is that a prediction? How much that is wishful thinking, man?
Listen, I've been calling on this matchup for 2 years now, so you're talking to the wrong person. No, I'm talking to the right person. I'm talking to the right person. Just because you was calling for 2 years don't change how you feel about Loma. It does because I already seen it. I know Teofimo Lopez Sr. likes to call himself Nostradamus, but I'm the original Blastradamus, Black Nostradamus. All right, and Lomachenko, and this is why I've been waiting on this matchup. Ever since the Salido fight, Lomachenko has not fought a guy that is rough and rugged on the inside. That's
Tio?
Oh yes. Teofimo could get busy on the inside, and he's stronger. He's gonna push him back. Lomachenko has not fought anybody like that since Lito. He has been matched perfectly. Shout out to Bruce Champler and shout out to Bob Arum and Todd DeBuff. They have matched him perfectly moving through the ranks. But now they know it's cash out time. They got their new star. You know, I found it very interesting when Top Rank did the behind the scenes when Lopez beat Comey, and Lopez was mad, yo, get this dude out my fucking spotlight. And Bob Arum was like, no, we need this fight. Come on, please. Don't do this. Because Bob knows Teofimo Lopez is the future money. And it's time to cash him out.
Hey, yo. I think the reason you guys have Tio in a higher regards than I do is because you gotta realize I was born in New Jersey, but I was raised in Florida. So I used to always go to the Palin plantation. So I got to see Tio up close. So I think that's why I don't hold him as a high regard as you guys do, because I done seen him took a lot of ass fucking whoopings. You feel me? Like, to me, he's not as good to me as he is to you guys. I mean, you might see an athlete, yeah, he's a great athlete, but I don't see a good boxer. You feel me? That's why I think, I don't know, because like I said, I seen the nigga live before in Plantation at the Pal. I used to go there downtown. My homeboy Jakari Walden used to whoop this nigga ass religiously, bro. Like, religiously, dog. Younger than him, religiously. I used to see people, my man Soups used to whoop his ass religiously. That's why I'm having a difficult time not seeing what you guys see.
But
when you talk about match up perfectly, that's how I look at Tio. I look at Tio matched up perfect.
But you know who else saw Teofimo Lopez live? Lomachenko. And Lomachenko said, after the first round, I knew Comey was going to win. But he got lucky with it wasn't luck, bruh. This is what he does. And this is what's going to get Lomachenko caught. I can't wait. Man. I can't wait, man.
You know, I'm tempted. You see me? It's just because of the way Loma's focus is my problem in this fight. But if it wasn't for the focus, I'm tempted to get another steak out of you, man. I'm tempted to get another steak out of you.
I'm betting with a bookie this time. Man. I listen. I need my money immediately. I need some racks.
Hey, bro, go surf and turf, steak and lobster. That's what you
Nah, yo, I want Haitian food. Hey, yo, how about this? We making a bet, man. If I win the bet, you gotta buy my next 2 prostitutes.
Yo, first of all, I'm not admitting to illegal activity live on air. I don't know what this guy talking about.
Boy. No, he said. It was. I thought instead of like surf and turf, man, he needs some Jumu.
Yeah. Peekleys, Tasso Techie, all that shit.
Yes,
some soup Jumu.
Yes.
Oh, JR, I got you right here, JR.
Yo.
Before I ask Matt, tell me. I want you to tell me what just happened between Wilder and Fury. I want you to tell me what just happened.
No. We ain't talking about that.
I haven't, like, supposedly Wilder says something and I haven't even caught it yet, but I just feel like right now there's too much money that they need up front in order to have the fight take place by December. So they're like, wait it out. Let's see if we could just, go ahead and have the pay-per-view later on down the line. Because it's at least $20 million guaranteed for both fighters. And you
second question.
Yeah.
Just second question. As a promoter, as Fury's promoter, do you trust from Fury enough to let him have interim fights before Wilder? Do you trust him enough to let him have interim fights before Wilder?
Bob Arum basically gave him that deal before the second fight with Wilder. So I see him, doing the same thing. He's obligated to it too. So there won't be a way out of it. At least for me, I don't see a way out of it.
All right, Matt. Never mind, Matt. Nah. You said you're gonna do your rumor report on Saturday after after Tio knock out Loma, right?
No. I'm not talking about Wilder versus Fury. until Sunday, 7:30 p.m. on the Boxing Source radio show. That's what I'm talking about it. Sunday, 7:30 p.m.
I'm jumping in. Hey, yo, I gotta dip because I gotta go to work. But I'm gonna say one thing.
Yo,
Bermain Stavern isn't Haitian. He's Canadian. Wilder never beat a Haitian. That motherfucker's Canadian. We do not claim him. I spit on his face if I see him in real life. I hate him. What he did to us was worse than the fucking earthquake.
You might have to go over to Heavyweight Factory in the Miami area one time and see if he's there, like he was when Jarrell Miller stepped to him that one time.
Yo, I was in West Palm Beach and he was at a party. I said something to him in Creole. He responded in English. Ever since then, I hated his guts, bro. Ever since then, I hated his guts.
Man, so he a part-time Haitian, man.
He a part-time Haitian, bro. And then he's a part-time Haitian. You want to go in front of Wilder, talk all that Haitian shit, Haitian trunks, and then fucking embarrass my people like that, bro. Haven't we been through enough, nigga? Haven't we been through fucking enough?
Yeah, man. That's just a bad look overall, man. Definitely a bad look.
That shit was embarrassing. All right, I gotta go, man. That shit just broke my spirit. I'm about to go buy a prostitute. I'm about to go rent one for an hour.
Hey, he might be out there in Sosua or in one of the other cities in the DR, man.
Hey, yo, my mom's getting married in January 11th to January 15th, man. We got an Airbnb. There's like 15 rooms. If y'all got a passport, everybody invited.
Hey, I got mine. All I need is another step, buddy. That's it.
Yo, but I got a dip though. Bro. But nice talking to y'all.
I no doubt.
And I want my fucking steak.
Yo, coming in. Like you said, man, damn, he said remains the burners of nation, bro. Yo, that's crazy, man. But man, I wanted to touch on that thing like you were saying, and I was hoping that I had Jamil. I think he was gonna jump in a little bit. I was gonna actually, talk about one thing that he said in the podcast on Sunday in reference to Lomachenko. It was a similar thing to what you said. Lomachenko has an issue switching from offense to defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like he takes a good amount of time to, go from that one part to the other part, man. That is a real concern there, and he will get caught big time. Trying to do what he does, because this whole thing with foot movement, he would have to move side to side. If he moves back, he'll get caught.
Yep.
He'll get caught on back, and he'll fall back too. So.
But even moving side to side is dangerous to him because he only moves one way, and he moves right into where Teofimo loves to throw that left hook.
Yep.
So what's Teofimo's Lopez best punch? Left hook, straight right. What is his best punch?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say his left hook is his best punch. No, maybe it's the right. You can't call it because here's the thing: the right would make you fall face first. The left hook would make you fall backwards and crumple on your side. So it just depends on how you want to fall, which one you want to be his best punch that night.
So like we said earlier, so typically when you're training for a fight, you look at your opponent and you want to take away his best weapon, right? So if his left hook is dynamic, his right hand is dynamic, what the hell do you do?
What you do is you get on your bike and hope you could just outbox this man. But that's the thing with Lomachenko. To me, Lomachenko is not good enough defensively to pull this off. He's just not.
Right.
And like so, you look at the majority of his fights, you got Lomachenko's the one coming forward, trying to deliver
exactly.
Like that. And now you're gonna be met head on with a guy that has dynamics, who's dynamic, power in both hands, fast twitch muscles all over the place, and is ready to pop him. So,
And he's a great counter. Lopez is a great counter puncher. Like, people are not understanding what's going on here. They think Lopez is just some regular, I'm gonna blitz you straight up and down, no special effects guy. Lopez is a damn good and a sudden counter puncher.
Yep. And he has the thing with the speed too. I mean, because you saw the speed with the left hook against Comey. Comey tried to go into a race with the left hook against Teofimo Lopez. Big mistake, buddy.
Yeah. Look what
Dude.
happened to Diego Magdaleno. He was just chilling, and then 2 hooks out of nowhere, bop, bop, and suddenly he was getting flipped on and swept out the ring.
Yep. or knock out the park, basically.
Yeah.
So that's the
and
thing
also,
too.
do you guys have any comments towards the judges appointed to the fight, namely Julie Letterman?
Our scorecards are horrible. That's
God.
one thing is shout out to Harold Letterman, rest in peace. But get this woman judge off of the show.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a good look at all, man. I'm like, oh God.
But a lot of people are not picking the judges to really factor into the fight. You know, I see a lot of people saying either Lopez is gonna knock him out or Lopez is gonna quit. I would love to see. Listen, if Lomachenko could beat Lopez, I'm gonna have to move him up my pound for pound. I really would.
Yeah,
that would be to me his. No offense to Gary Russell, that would be his best win.
If Lomachenko does to Lopez what he did to Nicholas Waters, I rate him higher than high. Seriously. And remember, Nick Waters was a beast. He was a beast.
the circumstances behind that fight, Walters.
Wasn't he coming off a year layoff?
Yep. In the previous fight, they almost gave his opponent the win.
Yeah,
on the scorecards.
Sosa.
Yeah. So it was like, I don't know, man. They were Aaron was trying to cash him out.
Yeah. Sent them right back to Jamaica, never to be seen again.
Yep, he's where is that? Where's he on? Grenada somewhere? Never heard him again. Really crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but hey, I'm telling you, this one here, they're gonna really put everything behind Teofimo Lopez, and this is gonna be the next guy there for Top Rank. So
yeah,
it's gonna be his coming out show to me. Yeah, I just don't see how like a lot of fans are kind of like writing off Teofimo Lopez in this particular bout, because I've never really been impressed with Lomachenko at the lightweight division in comparison to other divisions.
When was the last time you was impressed with Lomachenko?
Well, I would have said the thing with Linares, but the problem with Linares is he's always had the issue where either he'll try to knock someone out or he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
So here's that. Maybe the Mariaga fight. Maybe.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yep.
But looking at the lightweight division, this fight is the biggest fight in the lightweight division since what? Since which fight?
Damn. It's a good while, man.
Robert Easter.
Oh, cut this man's mic off. Cut this man's mic
off. What about I would say like Marquez, I guess, maybe
against Baby Bull.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, probably could say that.
Was that really a big fight?
Yeah, I don't think it was a big fight, like that big fight though.
I'm
Like
thinking
you talk about the lightweight division, man. I'm like you really can't think of one.
I'm
Like you,
thinking
even
this
if
is
you
the
go back to
biggest
Chad
fight.
Mosley days.
No, this is the biggest fight since Corrales Castillo. The
Okay,
first one.
yeah, that could work.
Because I remember that was like the first unification since Pernell Whitaker.
Man, yeah, that was a good while back, man.
Yeah, for some reason, lightweight doesn't have like a rich recent history. You know, like these matchups are rare at lightweight.
Yeah, they are. It's either it's like a real, either it's like a or like a not even a Casamayor or Corrales fight. Mm, you know, yep, you can't even like use that, man.
Yeah.
Castillo Corrales is basically it because it met and exceeded expectations. That was the thing, So
Now,
Who
what
fought
would you
Morales first,
what would
Mayweather or Castillo? Who fought him first?
who fought who first?
Who fought Morales first, Mayweather or Castillo?
Mayweather.
Well, that was a big fight too in his own regard too. Keep in mind.
I think Mayweather fought him at 130 though. If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken. I think that was
yeah,
at
that was at
130.
130.
Okay.
Now, what would you compare this fight to?
You would think that's being that there's been so many fights at 135. You would think that it'd be some more Ravens that we just pop off like
Nope.
that.
Nope.
But
It hasn't
you guys
been.
are right though. You guys are right.
Yeah.
Castillo Morales.
It just hasn't been. But this matchup, like, do you see any previous matchups that it makes you think of? Like maybe Mayweather versus like Gennaro Hernandez. I've seen the Mayweather versus Canelo comparison. I've seen
Yeah.
for me, this is maybe gonna be like Costa Zoo versus Ricky Hatton. maybe Loma be the one quitting.
Yeah, they could be something like that. Maybe that would be a comparison. I don't know why they would like say it's like a Mayweather Canelo because that's
Well, 'cause a lot of people think that Lomachenko is gonna school the young boy.
nah.
How about a Costa Sue Zab Judah type?
Oh,
Both that power, both that skill.
Lomachenko don't got power like that. And have we ever
Yeah.
really seen Lopez hurt?
Nope, I haven't.
No.
I haven't.
Lopez got a thick neck, man.
Yeah. What I said was good, man.
From the vibe I'm getting, Terrell don't believe in the takeover, but he should.
What?
This shit is, you need to understand, this shit is real, man.
No. I'm going for Loma, man. I'm going for Lopez. Lopez all the way. I said Lopez knockout 8 rounds. That's what I got.
Oh, I was about to say, man. Me and JR been telling people this takeover shit, man. Look, it comes a time where it's just you get a young kid that does exactly what he says he's going to do. He said what he was going to do to Comey. He destroyed him, yo. Like when Cassius told Sonny Liston what he would do, and he went out there and he did it. Yep. Sometimes all the experience in the world, like, yeah, I get it. You're seasoned, but I ain't saying Loma's a prodigy, but sometimes sharks are born swimming, and sometimes you just get a young dude that just come in there and just beat the dog shit out you.
Yep. And that's pretty much what's going to happen here because we were talking about Lomachenko, and his deficiency is, like you were saying on Sunday, he can't adjust from offense to defense very fluently. So he gets caught a lot, especially in the lightweight division. So you get caught against somebody that's taller, bigger,
and has a pop like Lopez, yeah, he's gonna be in a little bit of trouble there, buddy.
In both hands.
If you notice that Lomachenko is very similar to Fury, right? They get hit coming out of the back door or leaving out of the back door per se. From their transitions, a lot of Lomachenko's footwork is offensive rather than defensive.
Yep.
So if you go back and you watch the Linares fight, he catches him coming out of the back door. And Teofimo's short right. It's pretty accurate. So
Yep.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, man. He's gonna beat the dog shit out of Loma, man. I'm sorry. I think it's gonna be competitive, and Loma gonna get caught with a shot, and the kid is just gonna explode on him, and all of a sudden, everybody's gonna be on Teofimo's bandwagon.
Yep. It's gonna be. I'm like, come on, man. That's why, like, what is it? Matt was saying, like, hey, if y'all gonna go ahead and pick Lopez, y'all pick him now. Don't jump on him after the fact, or don't say that Lomachenko's too old or he's had too many fights and that type of thing. Can't do that.
Because Lomachenko's 32, right?
Yep.
And versus Teo's 20. How old is Teo?
23.
Crazy.
32 is not old in boxing. 32 is not old in basketball.
32 is old in boxing when you spent most of your life beating up on little high school kids for 2 Olympic cycles.
It almost looks like more than 2 Olympic cycles.
All right, so let's say this, right? You notice the narrative that they try to push where they show Lomachenko's first 15 opponents and then show everybody else's? But what they won't acknowledge is Floyd and them dudes is like 18, 19.
Yep.
Exactly.
They're pro. Lomachenko is 25 years old. By the time dudes like Pacquiao, Floyd, Andre Ward was 25, they were world champions.
Exactly.
Yep.
And Floyd and Pacquiao were world champions in multiple weight classes, not just one. So,
yep.
Another thing I'm interested in seeing too, how many times in the past 2 years have we seen ESPN just go all out promoting Lomachenko? Lomachenko making him the best thing on next to sliced bread, all those things like that. So I want to see the energy that ESPN, Top Rank, whoever has, in the event that Lomachenko loses, if they continue to push him and make him the face of boxing within Top Rank and for their platform as well. I want to see that. You
know what I want to see?
what?
After the takeover happens, right? I want to see if they go ahead and try to make a rematch because you have Bob Aaron said, "Oh, we're not going to do rematches here, and there's not going to be a rematch for this fight." I'm like, okay. Let's see what happens when Teofimo Lopez cracks Lomachenko and puts him on the canvas, and he doesn't get up.
And yo, I see this scenario a lot different from y'all. I think they're lining Loma up to get his ass kicked. I feel like Lomachenko is the sacrificial win. If you look at everything business wise, it is more lucrative to have a Latino be successful from New York than it is to have a white guy who's 32 years old from the Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, I guess. You know, they try to do this stuff with Gennady Golovkin, and you know how I feel about Gennady Golovkin.
Bob did it?
Yeah, but the thing with Bob is different. If you look at, you know, a couple of fights that Lomachenko has had that are like, you know, been fairly high profile fights, like they put him in like the small part of the, you know, Madison Square Garden. You know, they've had
actually they've done that multiple times. They had them in the MGM National Harbor, venues that really don't have that many people that they can use for or put in special capacity. So they've not really boosted him as the guy, like people may say. And his overall marketability is just not there. So yeah, I think they'll, go with this Brooklyn night that has a Honduran, heritage, and go off that. And that's usually what kind of like Bob Graham does anyway. He kind of likes those guys.
Hey, Terrell, I went to Crawford versus Mean Machine, and Comey versus Teofimo was the undercard.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was there for Buzz. That crowd was there. I said nobody was there for Buzz versus Mean Machine. Nobody was there for him. That crowd was there for Teofimo, and I'm not hyping it. When that dude came out, you would have thought he was the headliner. You would have thought Cotto was fighting.
Well, I mean, you look at it because, I forgot what fight it was when Teofimo was the co-headliner. He said that at that point, going forward, he will always be the headliner going forward at that point. So I will say kudos to whoever's behind this promotion, and even I'm trying to be how do we say this? Because you guys said that it'd be better for Teo would be the better face of boxing for top ranked ESPN versus a kid versus Loma from the Ukraine. How much does skin tone play into that background? In this case, I think that's not really relevant because the thing, like you suggested right there, Teo has support. He has a base, and he has a base from New York versus the base that Crawford has from Oklahoma, like that. So the upside, even though he's only 2 years in, he has more upside to bring more people into the sport, and which will of course translate into more subscriptions and pay-per-view buys down the road. So yeah,
more lucrative fights for him. Whether he has the future there at 135, or like he says, he potentially can move up to 140 and 147. So, I'm just seeing this as his coming out party. And then he's going to be boosted as the guy there for top rank. Like Aaron really hasn't had that guy, after, losing Manny Pacquiao. So he's looking for that next guy.
And a question for you guys after that. So Teo does win. Should he stay at 135 and fight someone else? Or what do you guys would like him to do after that?
He got to stay at 135. Listen, I like Teofimo Lopez, but he gonna get his ass whipped at 140. So he better make 135 by anybody that's there, except for Regis Prograis. He could be Prograis, but
name some names. Name some names that beat him.
Josh Taylor would beat him.
They're going. They're going to be going by that time.
Jose Ramirez would beat him.
He'll be going by that time as well.
You would hope so. Because
it's not hope so. It's talking about their plans.
I think Gary Antoine to beat him.
Yeah, but he'll never fight Gary Antoine.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah. Gary Antoine's going to top rank.
You don't got to go to top rank to fight at 140. Listen, the only belt Gary Antoine can't fight for is the WBO. Any other belt he can climb the rankings for.
Is Bob going to put Gary Antoine in the ring with Teofimo Lopez? Yes or no? Why? You know the answer to that question.
He might have to. Because here's the thing about 140, and what I've noticed about Teofimo Lopez, he struggles with height and reach. That's what he struggles with.
I'm not disputing any of that. I'm disputing they're never even gonna see each other, bro.
They better not. Because if they do,
I like Gary Antoine, but he signed with the wrong promoter.
What is wrong with that guy? He knows that he has the best opportunity here at Top Rank. And what does he do? He goes with that Al Heyman guy.
Who doesn't exist?
And think about this too. If T.O. does go to 140, and with Josh Taylor and Ramirez also go to 147, who's T.O. going to fight? Who can give him the good fights, good matchups that can make him a megastar at 140? There's no.
I have one name, Mikey Garcia.
Ooh. But here's the thing with Mikey Garcia. Will he work with Bob Arum again?
Right.
After what happened?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, buddy.
Maybe. You never listen. This is boxing. You never know.
Hey, if the money's right, they'll make the fight.
Exactly.
Because there's better matchups at 135. Think about a Teal versus like the winner of even your boy Haney or whatever, Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell, Tank down the road. Think about those matches. Those would be prime time matchups all at 135 that we would love to see.
He could
I
beat
agree, but
Tank.
them dudes ain't gonna be at 135 much longer.
He could beat
Ryan.
Tank. I don't think he could beat Ryan.
Ryan and Dev are going to age out. Ain't no way they making weight past. Ain't no way they gonna make that weight past 2021.
I think so.
Right.
I think they are because
No,
Ryan and Devin probably the two most disciplined dudes at 135. They probably could make weight for another couple years.
Hey,
I don't see
have
that.
when the last time you seen Dev in person, bro?
Nah, I never met Devin Haney before.
He's 147 pounder that melts himself down to 135.
Yeah.
And Ryan's close to my height, bro. Ain't no way. Right now they can do it because they young. But
I
as
thought
soon as you
Ryan
start
was taller than 5'5".
Who?
I'm 5'5" now.
Oh no. See, there you go that New York versus Philly joint again.
Yeah. Just because I'm not the size of an offensive lineman that plays for the Raiders, all of a sudden I'm 5'5". I'm 6'1", by the way. 6'1".
Yeah, right. This guy wearing them Pee Wee Herman shoes to be 6'1". Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, what your height is? You're always wearing Timbs. Nobody try to hear that shit, man. Niggas wearing Timbs to a job interview. Like, come on.
That's New
Talking
York.
about, yo,
Man, chance to everything.
Yo, like JR, like, yo, I dead ass need this gig, yo.
Yo, B. Come on, son. I need this B.
Yeah, man. I need this gig, my dude.
Yo, hit me with the joint. Yeah, man. Yo, yeah, Brian Garcia is there at like 5'10", bro.
Yeah, he's 5'10", 5'11". Like, I'm pretty sure, and don't get mad at me for saying this. If we find out later that Oscar De La Hoya is really his dad, I'm not going to be surprised because he's like a clone, man.
Come on, man.
No,
Don't put that on.
He's like a clone. He's like he even looks like him. His body, everything mirrors Oscar De La Hoya.
Don't put that on the brother.
Hey,
I wouldn't want that
listen.
to be associated with me.
I'm sorry, man, but after all this time of looking at Ryan Garcia, I haven't seen a picture of Ryan Garcia with who's supposed to be his father. So, hey.
Oscar was that dude back then too, man. Come on, man. Hey, Ryan from East LA?
Y'all are
Ryan's from LA, right?
Yeah, man. I was like, hey, yep, LA. I'm telling you, that's
Hey,
it's
you know
Los
what? They might be
Angeles.
right. Maybe Oscar made a baby with that 15-year-old that he raped in Mexico. Who knows?
Oh,
Who
man.
knows? Who
That
knows?
shit.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Hopefully this doesn't get flagged. Hopefully this video does not get flagged. Oh man,
Don't worry,
yo,
JR. Golden Boy will be out of business soon enough.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. They'll have the rest of this year, and then after that, yeah, good luck to them. You know, but,
Yeah.
but I'll just close out in this particular live, man. Like I said, looking forward to this fight. The takeover is coming. The takeover is coming. Saturday, man. Can't wait. Can't wait. And thanks for all of y'all for coming in on this. I know that y'all are really pumped for this fight to happen. And everyone on here believes the takeover is happening.
ROC, we running this rap shit. Memphis Flick, we running this rap shit. B-Pack, we running this rap shit.
Oh, man.
We running this rap shit. Open Park, we running this rap shit. Chris,
Hey, Terrell,
we running this rap shit.
right hand, right down.
Nigga, God MC, me, Jehovah. Hey, little soldier, you ain't ready for war.
Oh, man.
It's like bringing a knife to the gunfight. Chest in the line of fire with your thin ass vest. Bringing the boys.
We're not paying you for this, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
I heard New York weddings. This is the song they have going down the aisle. The takeover. Is that true?
Oh, man.
My gosh.
And yo.
Let's go. Can't wait.
Yo.
Can't wait.
Oh man. Yeah, boy. It's gonna be a good night, man. I'm looking forward to it. Once again, thanks for everyone that's jumping on here. Like we're gonna have the podcast Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we're gonna have Matt starts because he'll be fully cleared of the fight. And so he'll give his thoughts on what's going on with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Be sure to join us at that particular point. Until next time, we out. Peace.
Oh.